Like Lamont said, I've worked with pros, I've worked with high school kids, I've worked with All-Americans, you name it, I've trained. Been very successful at it. And one of the things that I've learned as a trainer is, one of the most important facts is whether or not you take care of your body. I'll get calls about a person, well, I want to go try out for the D League, or I want to walk on at this college. So when they say that, usually invite them in, first time they come in the gym, we're not going to sit there and start putting up shots. I'm going to put you through conditioning. I'm going to check and see whether or not you can pass a conditioning test. A lot of people don't know, when you sit there and you get a scholarship, you have to pass a conditioning test before you can get your uniform. You can't play if you don't pass that test in preseason. And that's at a high level. So when we come in, we have 4 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours tomorrow. Mm-hmm. First thing we're going to do is condition. We're going to stretch, and then we're going to condition, and then we're going to pick up a basketball. Some of it may seem very simple, and then, I mean, as we see the skill level, we're going to continue to increase. One of the main things, and just to piggyback, I'm just going to piggyback quickly. Coach Taylor talked about IQ. When you sit there, it's great if you can dunk a basketball, it's great if you can handle the ball, it's great if you can shoot a ball. When we get in the gym, I want to know whether or not you can create your shot. Can you get open to get that shot? And then on the other hand, can you defend? Because if you can score 30 and you can't stop the play that you're playing against from scoring, it's pointless. So when we come in, this is serious business. It's fun, but the fun is loving the work. The fun is loving the work. Part of it is looking the part. A lot of times as scouts, as coaches, you get players that come in, well, I can do this, I can do that, and they keep on going and going and going. But you got a gut. Your stomach's overlapping your belt, your belt buckle. As a coach, am I going to invest over $100,000 in you and you're not eating right? You're not exercising? Because as a coach, this is the way I eat. This is the way I feed my family. So when I sit there and I look at you and I say, okay, I'm going to give this young man $100,000 over the next 4 years to make sure that my family eats, I have to trust and believe that you're going to get the job done. That's physical. And then you talked about the academics. The academic side is big. I'll be honest with you. I was a BEC student in high school. I lost over 10 scholarships because I wasn't academically ready to play at the next level. That was one of the reasons why I got into this. As a coach now, or as a trainer, because I do both, one of the biggest things, I look at my players' grades, I look at players that I'm evaluating. I want to see their grades. I want to see what they do in the classroom. Because in the fourth quarter, at the end of a game, we call a timeout, and we have to execute. I have to know mentally whether or not you're going to be there, whether or not you're going to listen and be able to execute. Just like preparing for a test in the classroom. So when we call a play that we haven't ran in 2 weeks, but you were supposed to know this play, and you're looking at me like this, like you've never seen it before, you just jeopardized my career. You just jeopardized my family. You jeopardized the win. So these are all key points that we're going to be working through. Everything is not going to only be simple skill work, skill work, skill work. We're going to talk actions. We're going to talk situations. And we're going to put you in it. It's very easy when you're playing one-on-one and you can dribble the ball and there's no shot clock. College there's a shot clock. Pros there's a shot clock. Some high schools there's a shot clock. Mostly they're not. But when you sit there and say, okay, you know what? In a matter of 8 seconds, I have to be able to get the ball the length of the floor and be able to score with somebody in front of me. The level of rigor goes up extremely high. Or once I catch the ball, I have 4 seconds to create and I only have 2 dribbles to do it. All of a sudden, this is where we start looking at real skill sets. Everybody watches the crazy dribbling and everything else. Really sit back and watch an NBA game. I had to be taught how to watch an NBA game. It's not a bunch of crazy dribbling and back and forth. If you see it and you watch it, notice those teams, their guards aren't very successful. But the teams that are very efficient, can run systems, can create off 1 or 2 dribbles, can find the open man, can make the easy play, those are teams that are successful. Those are players that are successful. This is the last point I'm going to make, because we always talk about this. Like Coach would say, the all-star games, the rankings, and everything else. My opinion right now, the best player in the NBA is Stephen Curry. Everybody says, well, okay, well, he's small. Yeah, he was small. He wasn't the top 100 player in the country, in the States. He wasn't recruited by every major school in the country, or in the United States at the time. But his work ethic was second to none. He works extremely hard. Those crazy shots you see him take, he practices that. And he counts 20, 25 makes, making that shot. So when he gets in the game, you're looking like, wow, that was a crazy shot. That was kind of wild. He's worked on it. It's not a crazy shot. If I've practiced it and I've become efficient at doing it, why am I not going to shoot it? So at the end of the day, no, it's not a matter of who makes the All-Star game tomorrow. It's not a matter of who has the public hype around them. Because if you work, it's going to be seen. You're in the right position. You have, you have the opportunity to show tomorrow and throughout the rest of the week. You're going to have a chance. There's not one way to learn. There's several ways to learn. There's not one way to get a job done. There's several. And the biggest thing is, while you're here, listen, ask questions. As a coach, if I sit there and I give instructions, and you go out there and do it wrong, and you had the opportunity to ask me because I may not have explained it the right way, or it didn't come across, there was an issue with our communication, I'm looking at you like, oh, well, what I said didn't matter. What I tried to explain didn't matter. A great player will turn around and stop. Coach, I don't understand. Could you explain it a little further? So take advantage of that. Ask questions. And the last thing, I've coached several All-Americans, several pros, and that's both men and women.